Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, to another video. Today I have a little bit of a different one. I've got a story time while I do my washing up, and it will all become clear as I go along as to why. This is something that happened to me and my family, well, some members of my family, and I wanted to share it with you because there is a moral to the story. So let's get started. This week it's been so busy. Alex had play at school 2 nights in a row, also had sports day and what do you call it, a singing concert, you know, a concert basically, singing concert. So yeah, it's been super busy. Started Tuesday night, and we took turns. On Tuesday night I went to the concert, on Wednesday night Paul went to the concert. So it was a Robin Hood play, and it was gonna be done by year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6 at this school that Alex goes to. Alex is in year 4, 5. Now, from the start, I was a bit confused what Alex's role was. At first he told me he was the jester, and then he told me he was a villager, and then he said, oh no, I'm none of that. You just need to get me a bright t-shirt, go my trousers. And if you saw some of my videos, you would notice that I was buying Alex a black top, and anyway, so there was that straight away saga with this play. But I was very excited. Alex was very excited as well. He had been singing the songs for weeks, right? Very excited about it. So the opening night comes, and I go to the school. I sit right at the front. I am one of those mums that will get there early so they can have a prime position view. So anyway, the play starts. The most uncomfortable chairs ever, you guys. But yeah, I'm waiting. I see other children coming. There's a choir, you know, so basically there's a load of kids on the side of the play that sing throughout the play, all of that. And as the play goes on, oh, I almost dropped that. I keep thinking, when is Alex going to come out? I see all his little friends. I see, you know, people from other classes, and they come in and out of the play, you know, they go back to the back and they come out, and I'm still thinking, where's Alex? Anyway, an hour, well, it felt like an hour, I'm sure it was an hour, of this play, of me watching bad acting. There was a couple of good kids, don't get me wrong, but you know what school plays are like, right? I'm watching all these kids, and the whole time I'm thinking, where's Alex? And then 2 minutes from the end, guys, out he comes with this, waving this little ribbon thing, and he comes up to the front, and everyone sings a song, and he's right at the front wriggling his thing, and I'm thinking, okay, and then the play's over. The play's over. I wait. Honestly, in that moment, I was thinking, did I just sit here for an hour and my child was in the back? I don't understand why he was in the back when he'd been rehearsing the songs for weeks. Why was he not in the choir? You know, like, I don't understand what is happening. And now I know there's 4 classes, so there's a lot of people. I hope you can hear me okay. I had to film this again. There's a lot of people taking part. I get that, but I I cannot shake the feeling that Alex's role seems very, no one cared, you know, like everyone else from his class was in and out of the stage or was in the choir throughout the whole thing, and he was the only one that sat in the back and came out at the end, like literally 2 minutes from the end, sang a song, and the play was over. My friends were like, oh, Alex did a great job, and I was like, yeah, he was, and he was brilliant. He was so happy, and he just did his own thing and whatever. The whole time I'm smiling, I'm thinking, did this just happen? Did he really just came out? Now, I knew from the little leaflet that they gave out that Alex was in Party People. Now, I'd see there was other kids that were down as Party People, but they had come in and out of the play throughout. So I'm speaking to Alex. I'm like, how was it? Did you love it? And he's so excited, you guys. So he's so happy that I am not about to ask him why. Why were you only in the play at the end? Where he's obviously not noticed, not cared, whatever. Okay, so I don't want to make him feel bad or anything like that. So I said, you were brilliant, and he was. I'm so proud of you. Wow, all of that. The whole journey home, which is not very long, I am fuming. I am actually like, why? Why would they do that? Why would the teachers, bearing in mind that I love this school. I think I'm going to stop, it's too loud, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I hope you can hear me okay now. So yeah, where was I? Bearing in mind that I absolutely love this school. They have always treated Alex so well. He learns differently from most other children, and they cater to him. You know, they help him as much as he needs help, and they understand him, and they see him as an individual. And in a school with, you know, a few hundred kids, that's amazing, right? So bear all of that in mind. I am trying to rack my brain as to why they would do that. And I come home and we walk in and Paul's like, how was it? So obviously, by the way, Paul couldn't go because we have Ozzy and it was in the evening. So we took turns, that's why. But I was like, oh, Alex was so brilliant. The whole thing was so brilliant, blah, blah, blah. Alex goes to bed. And I said to Paul, I am raging. I was so angry, you guys. I don't think I've ever been that angry that someone would do that to my child, right? And you know, when I've been angry before of things that have happened to my child. I'm going to say my child because nothing's ever happened to Ozzy because I'm always with him, you know, but it's normal. Kids do things or people say things and you think, oh, that's out of order, whatever. But I can't even tell you, I was blind with rage. Paul was like, you need to calm down. And I wasn't like shouting or throwing things, not like, but inside, I thought my heart was going to explode. I was so angry. Have you guys ever been that angry that anyone thought it was okay to just do that? That in my eyes, they thought, oh, do you know what? We'll give Alex this little bit and he'll be fine. And I saw that there was some, like I said to you guys, he was a party guest. I saw there was other kids that were party guests and they had other roles throughout, not necessarily speaking roles, and please don't think that I'm, oh, he should have been Robin Hood. It's nothing like that. It's for the fact that he was in the back for the whole of it, right? Apart from the 2 minutes. So I thought to myself, so obviously the other parents complained and said that wasn't enough. Now you might think, how would the other parents know? So Alex doesn't tell me anything, you guys. Are you in the play? Yeah. What are you doing? I'm one of the party people. What are you going to be doing? Stuff. So that's all I know. And I'm like, fine, I'll see it on the day. While most other kids will probably tell their parents, especially girls, and these other 2 children were girls, lovely girls, you know, they probably told their parents, oh, I'm going to just be at the end. This is what I'm thinking, right? And I'm raging. I'm so raging. I can't tell you enough how angry I feel like I've got something stuck in my throat. And Paul was like, oh my God, you need to calm down. I was like, I can't. I'm so outraged that they think they could treat Alex like that. One small mercy that I said to Paul is that Alex doesn't even know. He was happy with his performance. That's what matters. I'm so mad. I feel like I should be writing an email to the head teacher and saying, how dare you treat my child like this? And I'm on WhatsApp with some of my friends that were there. And I tell them, you know, like, I'm outraged at this. This is how I'm feeling. And they say, we did think it was a bit weird that he just came out at the end, but he was brilliant. And he was, blah, blah, blah. So, that night, I go to bed. Could I sleep? No, I couldn't. Because of the rage. Because the idea that someone could treat my child like that. You guys, I could not sleep. I finally fell asleep at like 2 or 3 in the morning and then woke up at 6. And immediately, you know, that feeling of like, oh, I'm still so angry and so upset about this. Paul said to me, you need to speak to the teacher. And I was sat here thinking, oh, I need to be calm. Because I just wanted to go and lose my rag. I just wanted to go in and be like, I'm going to punch you in the face. How dare you do this to my kid? You know, like, but I said, no, you need to calm down. You need to think what you're going to say. I emailed the teacher and said, could I please speak with you before the class today? I don't want Alex to be there. And she was like, absolutely. Absolutely. So I get there, everyone goes in, and I say to the teacher, I was really disappointed on how Alex was treated in the play last night. I sat there for an hour to see him come out for 2 minutes at the end. And what does the teacher say to me? That's what he wanted. You guys. That's what he wanted. They wanted him to be a jester. They wanted him to be a villager. He wasn't having any of it. He did not want to be on stage. There was like a stage and there was a front area. So they came up with this activity of him doing this little thing with a ribbon because he refused to do the rest. When I tell you that I just wanted to cry, she saw that I was so emotional. His teacher is amazing. The school is amazing. And I assumed stuff that I shouldn't have. I made judgments on what had happened based on what I could see without all the information. Despite the fact that this school has never done me wrong, I assumed the worst out of people. I assumed that I was just like, I didn't know to her. And I am not a cryy kind of person. No disrespect if you are. Everyone the way they are. I'm more of an angry person. And I like had tears in my eyes. I was so upset about it. I said to her, I didn't even sleep, or I barely slept last night. I was so upset as to why you would do that to Alex. And she said to me, I would never do that to Alex. I wouldn't, or to any other child. You know, he wanted to do that. I know my child. Why did I not think that was the case? Because that moment she said that, I was like, of course that's what happened. Of course he didn't want to do it. Anyway, that same day, the end of the day, I apologized. I said, look, I assumed, because this is what I saw, and I was just upset. And she was very kind. She said, I totally understand, you're a mum, and you know, so kudos to her and to the school as always. But at the end of that day, when I went to pick Alex up from school, she said to me, oh, Alex, I had a quick chat with Alex, and he agreed to come out and sing in the choir bit, so it's at the bottom of the stage, and then go back and still do his little bit. I was like, oh, right. And as he was sort of walking over to me, I was over a fence kind of thing. He couldn't hear me or anything. I said, oh, you really didn't have to do that. You know, like what I said to you this morning was obviously because I thought that you had done wrong by him. But if he was happy, and she said, well, he was happy to sing in the choir today. And Paul went and Paul filmed him for me. He was magnificent, you guys. I know he's my baby, but he was so good. I could hear him throughout the other kids singing. I could hear his voice, and he was so proud. Sat right at the front, and I hope one day he'll see this video. He has no idea how upset I was. And Paul said to me, God forbid if someone does actually do something wrong to him. And I agree, because I've always been super protective of Alex and Ozzy, of course, but obviously Alex is 9 and has been around for a long time, and Ozzy's still very much in my protection area. But I did not know just how visceral the emotions are when it comes to your kids, you guys. That was another level. That honestly, emotionally, knocked me out for 2 days. Hence why the house is such a big state. So yeah, let me show you how the house is looking now. Much better. Excuse the tripod. You guys were just on it. I had to clean the cushions, even though I'd washed the cushion covers. Ozzy had got stuff all over it. So I cleaned it all, dusted a little bit. I've just been folding some clothes and then closed the door because of the noise. I hope you could hear me. I was just finishing off the doing the washing up. Oh, I can hear. Oh no, Ozzy's still asleep. Yeah, I'm just going to finish this off and all of that jazz. But I'm going to end this video here, you guys. So the moral of the story for me is, 1, don't judge without knowing all the facts, and 2, and this is very important, have it out. I would have just been like, it's fine, it's done now, what can they do? Let's just leave it. But in my heart, I would have held something against the school, because I would have thought, you did my son wrong. So have it out, because sometimes it's not what you think. And if it is, I mean, by all means, go all out, but it's not what you think. So Alex will know of this one day when he's big and it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe he'll watch this video, you never know. But yeah, it never ceases to surprise me how a mum can feel for her children. Don't get me wrong, Paul was upset as well, but obviously he wasn't there. He didn't see it. So anyway, I'm going to leave you here. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm still trying to sort of get back. All the curtains are closed because it's really hot. Really, really hot. So anyway, guys, Have a wonderful weekend.